Hey there, everybody. Just pop in to say hi. Maybe you were expecting me to do something differently, but today I didn't do that. And it really reminds me of what the message I wanted to share with you today. You know, Jim Rohn, Zig Ziglar, two inspirational motivators of me and leaders of our time, reflect on a story about an old man and his grandson traveling through the desert into little towns throughout here and there. This is centuries ago. And the first town the old man came to, he heard the chatter of people walking by and saying, "Oh, look at that old man," making that boy walk next to him on that donkey. So they traveled a bit more. They walk into another town. This time, the old man is walking next to the donkey, and the kid's on there. Ah, why would that little boy make that old man walk like that? The next town they come into, both the old man and his grandson are on the donkey. People walk by. Ah, that poor donkey. They come into the last town, and the old man and the grandson are carrying the donkey. Does that make sense? Absolutely not. But basing their decisions on other people's feedback, other people's criticism, and listening to everybody and not listening to themselves, they made a decision that they would expect to be respected, at least the old man did, if he came into town doing something different. And that's what I want to touch on today. When you have expectations, what is that based on? I think it's great to have expectations. I think it's fantastic to have expectations if you're putting in the work. So for example, a long time ago, everything I loved was basketball. Everything about it. I loved the practice. I loved just the work, the time spent. Everybody else would be out playing something else, playing other games, going and doing other things, and I'd be practicing basketball. And then I hit a spot where I just stopped. I took it for granted, all the hard work that I had done and the accomplishments that I made, and started making some poor choices. And due to those poor choices, the result wasn't what I was looking for the next time I went and tried out for a team. I was cut. Now, many decisions that I made leading up to that point put me in that position. But one of the biggest is I was expecting that what I did in the past was going to be good enough for the current situation and good enough for the future. Having those expectations hit me hard when the result wasn't what I was expecting. Having that expectation on others. Maybe you had a very hard day and you came home and your spouse is there and you're just expecting, because you had a hard day, that you can just go check out without even asking. You say, "I had a really hard day." And all of a sudden you get in this big argument because maybe your spouse had a bad day too. Maybe your spouse is expecting you to listen and be sensitive to what you had gone through or what they had gone through. And now you're at war. And it's based on expectation. It's based on, I expect this result because I did this. But I would challenge you to not only address those kind of situations, but also address those expectations you might have where you're not putting in the work. Going back to the basketball example, I wasn't putting in the work, but I was expecting a different result. Where are you setting expectations, and where is the effort? Where's the investment in time? Where's the investment in resources? Where's the investment in energy and attention? And does it match what a possible goal or result is of those expectations? I would love for you to try that. It's interesting, we set expectations on ourselves. We set expectations on others. We set expectations on events. And yet, do we really hold ourselves accountable for the effort and the work and the practice it takes to achieve that end result that our expectation is tied to? I'd encourage you to look at that. I would encourage you to where you're having expectations on people. Do they know what your expectations are? If you're in the work environment, maybe you have expectations of your boss. Are you letting her or him know what your expectations are? If you have employees, are you letting them know what their expectations are? Wherever these are, relationships, your children, whatever that is, take a look at it, examine it. See what happens when you set clear expectations based on the fact that you're willing to put in the work, you're willing to put in the effort, and watch it change your life. You matter. I appreciate you. Go get them.